Hello, good morning, all of you. Through this video presentation, we will discuss today centralization, centralization, and decentralization. Centralization and decentralization, these are two words. First of all, I am taking what is centralization. Centralization refers to hierarchical level within an organization that has authority to make decisions. When decision making is kept at top, suppose these are different hierarchical positions and all the decisions are taken at top only, this becomes the situation of centralization. The degree of centralization will depend upon the amount of authority delegated to the lowest level in the management. It means how much authority you have delegated to this level, and this level shows what is the degree of concentration of authority at top. I give you an example. Suppose all the decisions, big or small, by managing director of a company, like purchasing stationery items is also being decided by managing director. It means very small decisions are also being taken by this top person. So this is highly centralized organization. Now let us see what is the impact of centralization in an organization. If there is centralization in an organization, manager at different other levels have to depend upon the instructions uh, which come always from top. Suppose this person is waiting for this instruction and then he will move. This also will be waiting for instruction coming from top, then he will move for his work. Sometimes he can do a particular task, but he will not do because he will be waiting for the instruction coming from the top. So, centralization gives a scenario where other managers are not free to exercise their skill, but they always have to be dependent upon the top level always. Is it important? Is it important from any point of view? Now let us see. Number one point, if centralization is there, then uniform policy can be evolved. Uniform policy can be exercised throughout the organization. Top level control over the affairs of the organization. Centralization of authority has this advantage that top level has complete control in the organization. Next is action plans can be smoothly implemented. A smooth implementation. If centralization is there, then implementation of policy and decisions can be ensured very smoothly. because nobody can oppose that or nobody can deviate. Number next, it may be benefited by economy of scale by some operations. Economy of scale. Now, we have understood what is centralization. Now, let us see what is decentralization. Decentralization. In a decentralization concern, authority is retained by top management for taking major decisions. So, here in this case, this top person will change his attitude. He will keep the authority to take only major decisions. Otherwise, some less important decisions will be allowed to be taken by other levels of authorities. As I just gave you the example, if you have to decide, suppose, how much stationery is to be purchased, it's a very small decision. It can be taken even by this manager, by this level of manager. Fine. Even in an organization, if an employee is to be employed, suppose this manager wants a supporting hand under him, so he can directly employ if there is environment of decentralization. But if there is complete centralization, then only this top will decide whether he can keep a subordinate hand with him or not. Okay. Now let us see what is importance. What is importance of decentralization? So first of all, this ensures quick decisions. Quick decisions. When you have delegated your authority to others also, these person can also take decisions, then naturally he will not have to wait for the instructions coming from the top. So decision will be fast. Next is development of managerial personnel. Managerial personnel. Now see, decentralization encourages development of managerial personnel. Decentralization gives them a chance to prove their abilities. Now you see, here in this case, when these managers have also been given the opportunity to take decision, then this manager can show his managerial talent. Otherwise, he will always remain confined and his talent will never come on picture. Always he will remain dominated by this. Now, number 3 is develops initiatives among subordinates. Initiatives among subordinates. Initiatives among subordinates. What does it mean? The process of decentralization, this decentralization, makes the lower level managers question their judgment and abilities. This is because when lower management levels are given freedom to take their own decisions, they learn to depend on their own judgment. Yes. When these subordinates will learn how to take decisions, then certainly they will become committed towards their own judgment and towards their own decisions. Otherwise, what tendency they have? If suppose this person is always dependent upon the instruction from top, and suppose there is something wrong happens, then simply will say, what can I do? I have done what I was told to do. But if this person is taking his own decision, he is exercising his own judgment, then he will remain a little committed towards that. Number next, better control. Better control. Decentralization makes it possible to evaluate performance at each level, and the departments can be individually held accountable for the result. Now,